at the world population at the moment, the world population is about 7.5 billion as at 2015. And if you look at what we have in terms of the acreage, the land that is ready, that is being cultivated, is about 1.4 billion hectares. Now, looking at in the next probably 25 years, by 2050, the world population is going to be about 9.2 billion. But the acreage of land that is going to be cultivated remains at 1.4 billion hectares. What does that mean? The countries in Africa and the world as a whole must then find a way to bridge the gap in terms of food security, because we are going to have more mouths to feed with the same output that we are having. So what we must therefore do in the entire world, and specifically in Africa, is to find ways and means to increase crop yield so that we have enough food to feed the entire population. As a company, TechnoBrain, we therefore have to ask ourselves, how can technology help? Because in the current world that we are living in the digital world, in the digital age, technology is everything, and it must be seen as an enabler, whether it's in agriculture, whether it's in other forms of businesses across all sectors. So having asked ourselves this kind of question, then we've come to appreciate the fact that we can actually be able to use technology, leverage on the technology that we have to give certain insights. So what TechnoBrain has done in conjunction with Microsoft Corporation is to come up with a digital agriculture platform. What are we talking about in terms of digital agriculture platform? It's a platform that we are going to use to collate data from different sectors, different types of data, that then we are going to use using artificial intelligence to analyze, to give different insights to the farmers. One of the reasons why we have very low crop yields, especially when you're talking about smallholder farmers, is because they don't know what type of crops that they're supposed to grow, when they're supposed to do that. Why? The major reason is because they depend on rainfall. When the rain starts forming, that is when they start preparing their lands. But what we are saying, therefore, as an organization, that we can leverage on technology and give insights to farmers using two different formats, either through SMS or through a voice platform. That is, we can call them and advise them. But what are we looking at? 4 things. 1, what to grow in terms of the types of plants. When to seed. In terms of, so what to grow, basically we are looking at the planning process in terms of preparing the land, in terms of the type of techniques that we are supposed to use. At the end of the day, the bottom line is we are going to have an increase in crop yields. Then the second bit of it is when to seed. What type of plants or what type of seeds are we going to use? What are the techniques that we are going to use in terms of our planting? The third bit after that is how to manage. Remember, smallholder farmers are facing a myriad of challenges, whether it's climate change, whether you're talking about pests and diseases that affect the crops. So if they have proper information on how to manage their crops, the entire crop management, because we are looking at the life cycle. So if they are able to manage their crops properly, using the right techniques, if it is the pesticides, what type of pesticides are they going to use? If we are having different challenges, how are they going to manage it? Then that will help them to make proper decisions. Remember, the essence of this platform is to help them, give them insights that are going to help them in terms of coming up with the right decisions in terms of their farming techniques. The fourth idea that we are going to look at is where to market. Before we get to where to market, we're talking about when to harvest. When to harvest, what are the techniques? Because again, we realize that some of these crops, our farmers have a challenge of harvesting them because they have storage challenges. So we advise them based on market facilities, based on market requirements, when are they supposed to then harvest, and using also the insights in terms of the requirements, in terms of the demand, when and where to sell their produce. So these are the 5 things that we are looking at in terms of guiding the clients, guiding our farmers, smallholder farmers to be specific, in terms of getting the information. We are using 2 things, artificial intelligence and machine learning, to get these insights, collect this particular data, analyze this data, and give the insights to the farmers as we walk through with them from the planting to the harvesting and then taking it to the market.